Welcome back to another installment on the topic of addition of exponents, right? So without further delay, let's get started. Here's the first problem. If you have 3 power 4x plus 6 equals 27 power 2x, what is the value of x? So here we have, again, this is based on the logic. If you have a power m power n equals a power m times n, right? So the base on one side is 3 and the other side is 27. You can't reduce the base any further. So if you can manipulate 27 in some ways to have a base of 3, then we're in the problem. Okay, makes it easier. So how could you get 27? Well, you could do it 3 times 3 times 3, right? Why 3? Because the base on the other side is 3, which could be written as 3 raised to the power 3, right? So 27 could be written as 3 raised to the power 3. So what does that mean for the problem? So we can retain one side as it is because it's already expressed as a power of 3. If you substitute 27 as 3 raised to the power 3, which in turn is raised to the power 2x. Now you can apply the idea of a power m power n here, which means you have 3 power 6x, right? Which is equal to 3 power 4x plus 6. Now, as I said before, if a power m equals a power n, then m equals n, right? So we know the bases are equal. That means 4x plus 6 equals 6x. So that means if you subtract negative 4x on both sides, which would be 2x, right? Implies x equals 6 over 2 is 3. Right? It's easy. Right? But the takeaway again here is you have to learn the idea of working backwards, okay? With exponents, at least several of the problems in all of my videos, most of them involve backward thinking, which means immediately you need to start thinking, how could I get rid of 27 and work, which means I have to work backwards to figure out how do I get 27 in the first place, right? All right, so that's how you solve problem 1. Let's go to problem 2. Again, the left side is already solved for you. You can't reduce it any further. 2 is the lowest of the base you can have, which means you need to know how I can simplify this term on the right side, which looks massive and it looks sort of even tedious, but it's not, okay? So let's go ahead and convert all of these numbers individually in terms of 2, okay? So how do you write 4? Which is 2 squared, and convert it to raised to the power 2. Similarly, 16 is 4 squared raised to the power 3. And many of you are already raising eyebrows. You said the base has to be 2. You're not including 4. I'm not done with the problem, so please stay with me, okay? 32 is, again, 2 power 5 raised to the power 2. Now, again, or you could have written it as, let's go ahead and write it further. You could have written 4 as 2 squared raised to the power 2, or you could have raised it as 2 power 4, right? Which is same as 16, and you could have saved a step. I could have done that as well, but it didn't occur to me when I first wrote it, okay? That I should have done it in the first step itself. So now we have, okay, converted 4 squared in as 2 raised to the power 2, 16 as 2 power 4, 32 as 2 power 5. We didn't have to do anything about the other exponent, okay? That stays as it is. You only have to change these numbers, okay? Now, if you notice, this is of the form a power m raised to the power n, which you know is a power m times n. So this would be 2 power 4, 2 power 12, 2 power 10, okay? Now, if you have a power m times a power n times a power x, that's a power m plus n plus x. Doesn't matter how many times you multiply, and you have different exponents each time. As long as the base is a, then you have no problems. The base is the same in all 3 cases, which is 2. So it's 2 power 4 plus 12 plus 10, right? Which is 2 power 4 plus 12 is 16, right? 16 plus 10 is 26, so 2 power 26. Okay, now again, Here, I was going to convert the 4 again back, but again, you could do that. Instead, I went back and rewrote it as 2 power 4 so that I could save that extra step. Okay, so you can literally start and go to this step instead of even going through this. But if you want to do this, that's fine as well. Okay, because essentially, what is 4 squared? Which is 2 squared of square, right? Which is same as 2 power 4. So I went from here to here to here, which is what this represents. Okay, I could have written it straight off the bat, but for some reason my brain was thinking only as 4 squared. And even if that's the case, like you are thinking that way, don't panic. You can do an extra step, which would only take you another 15 seconds, which is not a whole lot of time. Okay, all right, let's continue. So here we have, again, on the right side, it's already reduced to a bare bone 2. So you can't reduce it any further. So don't even try to simplify this side. It's already simplified. So we have 4 power 4 plus 4 power 4 plus 4 power 4 plus 4 power 4. What is common in all of these? Well, 4 power 4 is a common term. So let's take this out of the bracket, which leaves you with 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? Sorry, too many pluses. Let's get rid of this. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. There you go. So that's 4, right? Times 4 power 4, right? Equals 2 power 6. Are we done with the problem yet? No, we're still not done yet. This is 4. So this is same as 4 power 1 times 4 power 4, which is further same as 4 power 5 equals 2 power x. So we're not done with it because the base here is 4 is 2. 4, however, can be simplified. 4 is nothing but 2 squared. So if you write it as 2 squared raised to the power 5 equals 2 power x. Now this is of the form of a power m times n. So that's 2 power 10 equals 2 power x, implies x equals 10. Okay. All right, let's continue further. This is very, very simple. I bet this is probably the easiest of the lot. We just have x power 4 times x power 5. This is same as a power n times a power n equals a power m plus n. So x power 4 times x power 5 is x power 4 plus 5 equals x power 9. Okay. Y cubed times x power 4 times yx cubed plus y squared x squared. I mean, you have a lot of terms. I'm not going to read them. So go ahead and first multiply the term on the outside with every term that's inside the bracket. So if you multiply y cubed times x power 4 with yx cubed, then you get y power 4 times x power 7, right? Think about it, right? Y cubed times y is same as a power n times a power n is a power m plus n. This is same as 1, so it's y power 4. And this is the same logic we're going to apply throughout the problem. So again, we're taking this and multiply with this term, which would lead us to y power 5 times x power 6, right? Plus, let me put this y so it doesn't get mixed up. Okay. So let's take this term again and multiply with this term, which would be y power 18 times x power 4 plus, again, we take this term and multiply here, which is y cubed times x power 26. You could take x and y outside the bracket, but you're pretty much done with the problem. I don't think it makes any difference to simplify this any further because it's not going to lead you to a numerical value or a much, much simpler expression. You can leave it as it is at this point. Okay. This is a pretty interesting problem as well. If you look at so far, at least one side was simplified already for you, but this time around, it just looks all confusing, right? But it's not. It's a very simple problem. So simplify one side first to a form that you think, okay, this is by far I can go. I can't go any further, and then work the other side and then compare them. Then you would have less chances of making an error. I'm just going to start with the left side. Here we have 3 power y minus 1 over 3 power minus 2 is, well, you can take it to the numerator. which is 9, right? 3 squared equals 20. Let's just put 1 in the denominator, equals 27 power y times 3 power y, right? So what could we do here? Well, the best bet would be to combine this side, right? Because this is expressed, we still have to simplify this, but let's simplify this even further. This is a power m times a power n is a power m plus n. So this would be 3 power y minus 1 plus 2 equals 27 power y times 3 power y. This is same as 3 y plus 1 equals 27 power y times 3 power y. We've done something like this before. When you have 27 and you have the base on the other side is 3, 27 can be expressed as 3 times 3 times 3, which is 3 cubed, right? So we write it as 3 cubed power y times 3 power y. Now again, you have to use the a power m power n here, which implies this will be 3 power 3y times 3 power y. This would be 3 power 3y plus y, right? This is the right side as a whole, and we have this as a left side. Now let's combine these two terms. 3 power y plus 1 equals 3 power 3y plus y. Because the bases are equal, that is a power m equals a power n, implies m equals n. Then y plus 1 equals 3y plus y, which is 4y, right? Y plus 1 equals 4y, so 1 equals 3y, y equals 1/3. Sorry if there was a lot of y on the screen. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. So this is how you do this problem. You see, this problem combines several of the takeaways you've learned so far, and that's why I included it, because it really captures. If you've not understood how to do one of the logics, then you probably can't solve this problem, which means you need to go back and look at each of the takeaways separately through each of the specific problem and then come back and try to solve it. You will get it. Okay, it's not rocket science and it's not that hard. All right, this will be the end of this video. It's got 2 more problems, so let's go ahead and solve. So we have 5 squared times 5 power n equals 5 power 12. It's a very easy problem. So on this side, we have a power m times a power n, which is a power m plus n. So 5 squared times 5 power n is same as 5 power 2 plus n equals 5 power 12. The bases are already same. If a power m equals a power n, implies m equals n. So that means 2 plus 10 equals 12, n equals 10. Very, very simple problem. Again, this question does not specify whether they want the final exponents to be positive or negative. So I'll show you however way you can do, but there is really only one answer as per when you solve the problem. So here we have a power x times a power y times a power z, which is same as a power x plus y plus z, right? However, the z exponent here is negative. So 3 squared times 3 cubed times 3 power negative 4 is 3 power 2 plus 3 minus 4, which is 3 power 5 minus 4 is 3 power 1, which is 3. Right? Thank you for watching. There's more videos on this topic, so please stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. Share the video with your friends who are learning SAT or ACT math, and then stay tuned for the next video on addition of exponents. So stay tuned.